Shohei Ohtani helping the Dodgers get out of the doldrums of a 4-game losing skid. What did we think yesterday, AJ, of Ohtani's 7 shutout innings and the fact that he continues to keep up as one of the best starters, if not the best starter in the game?
I think it's great. I think he's legit. I mean, I think he wants to win a Cy Young, and I think a lot of his focus has been on that this year. And I think we've talked about it's taken away from his hitting a little bit. Now he's got to have today off, right? Didn't they say they're giving him today off from hitting because he pitched yesterday? So that's going to take a little bit of the focus off his hitting. He's pitching and he wants it Cy Young, and right now he's in line to get it. I still think Paul Skeens is the guy to beat, but we'll see if Ohtani can keep this up for a whole year.
I mean, I feel like somebody that can just turn it on when he's not pitching and hit 55 homers and steal 50 bases. Like, he's like, oh, well, that's something that happens? Okay, well, I'll go do that. Oh, Cy Young? I don't have many more years left on this UCL or new cadaver UCL. We don't know what it was, but I get it. My pitching career might be 4 years starting last year, so now I'm in 3 years left, and he's pushing at it. I have zero doubt he can win a Cy Young. Zero doubt. But I also love that Dave Roberts is willing to say you don't have to pitch. I mean, you don't have to hit and pitch right now. We want to keep you healthy. We want to, and I think, because I've seen Dave Roberts say on multiple occasions that Shohei wants to win a Cy Young, or he thinks Shohei wants to win a Cy Young. They're clearly catering to that. They're clearly saying, we don't need you in the lineup. Even though our team is struggling when you don't hit to score runs, we're going to be fine. If you want to win the Cy Young, great. The ultimate question will be, as the season rolls on, if he continues at this historic pace, which I think he can do, how low does his hitting need to get this year while he's on this historic pace, where these 2 days off of hitting are going to maybe stretch out to 3? Or is it going to take away from his MVP type of season if he doesn't get enough hits? That will be the question that will ultimately go side by side with, wow, how can a hitter who has hit 55 home runs in a season before win the Cy Young just 2 years later, 1 year later?
We went over this too on Fair Territory, the competition. So right now, and I'm sure we're missing a couple others, but we were just going over Skeens and the Miz. They're going to have the innings pitched advantage. Right now, it's not that large, but it'll get larger as the year continues. That's one component. You know what else is interesting, AJ? If you look at Skeens and Miz right now, they're like one's 50, one's like 51 innings. They're very close, okay? And Skeens will probably surpass him. And Skeens can strike out the world. I think he's figured out how to be as economical as possible so that he can go deep into outings. He wants to go 8 or 9 every time. Miz has 80 Ks in a similar number of innings as Skeens, who has, I think, like 50-ish, right? So
he's right at 1 per. Yep.
Yeah, he's right at 1 per. Voters care about that. Let's not talk about our opinion on it. Voters care, right? We know that. Strikeouts have won Cy Youngs.
I need to see Miz go through a whole year, though. He hasn't made a whole year without getting injured yet. That's the one concern. We've seen Skeens do it twice now. I worry about Miz not making it through a year, and he already had some cramping issues last night. And then the other thing is, I don't think Ohtani's going to have enough innings. I know the innings are down, but they're going to protect this guy like nobody's business. And I just don't know if he's going to get more than 130 to 135 innings. I think they're going to, as long as they're where they want to be in the playoff race, I think they're going to keep him down and go from there. But I mean, I think Skeens is going to continue to run. I mean, he's got a 1.98 ERA. It's like he had one bad outing. Other than that, he's been unbelievably good.
And I do want to just, prevent the trolls. Miz last year came up, in like May or whatever it was.
Right before the All-Star game? Yes.
Yeah, right before the All-Star game, so it was June, whatever it was. So this is his first full season. What AJ means is, he came up, last year at 24 years old. He's had some injuries in the minors. They really kind of slow played it with him in general. There were control issues. So that's what he means is, can he put a full season together now that he's got one, or are they going to thrive?
He got injured. He missed time on the injury. Remember, he hurt himself last year. And again, he started cramping last night, right? I mean, cramping, although it was kind of funny how they were laughing about it. Although, he went out there and then I don't know. But it was funny how Pat Murphy and him were joking about it.
If you watch the video, you can actually see it when he throws the pitch and he smiles and he turns around and you can see his quad is like, yerk. his pants are tight enough that you can see his quad. But there's so many things that for me, first of all, who do you guys think right now is the Cy Young? Who would win the Cy Young if it ended today?
Ohtani.
AJ?
I would say Ohtani at the moment, but we have
Okay.
4 more months to go.
So then what AJ brought up, the innings. Where is that innings limit? The most recent, everybody's going to go back to, I went back to before, Corbin Burns. What is that innings limit if Ohtani continues to be as dominant? If he has a historic season, 100, he's got like a 1.2 ERA. What is what are his inning limit where if he doesn't reach 140, nobody can even consider him? Where is that at?
Yeah. But he's going to reach that, right? Because he's already in the low 40s. So even if they scale it back a little bit, right? Because he's on pace for like 170. That's not going to get to 170. But is he going to? I think that he can get to 140, 150. That's probably the max there. But that plays to what you're talking about with Burns. Burns was at 160 something. Zach Wheeler was almost 50 innings above him, and Burns won. So to answer your question, yeah, if Ohtani's rocking a 1.2 ERA and Skeens stays on his career pace of like 1.98, I think that Ohtani's going to win it, with the innings pitch differential. But
I'll say Ohtani doesn't get above 150. What did Burns have? What did Burns have the year?
160 something.
I don't think if Ohtani doesn't get to 150, I don't know that he's going to win. I don't know that voters will give him enough credit. That's the one worry I have.
And here's my thing too, is obviously the Dodgers are scuffling right now. But if they say it was 167, you're right, Scott, 167, 234 strikeouts. But the Dodgers are going to turn it around. They're going to start running away with the West. But they're not going to say, oh, we got to push it. Paul Skeens is going to pitch every 5 days. So his innings, he might have 60 more innings than Shohei. He might have, if the Miz goes on the IL for a certain thing, because the Brewers are going to need every one of the Miz starts that he can give. If the Miz goes on the IL, and let's say he has 30 less innings, but he has 50 more strikeouts than Skeens, there's a lot of what ifs, but what are the voters really going to go to? I mean, he's got 24 more punch-outs at this point in the season. So if you just extrapolate it out, and the Miz has 75 more strikeouts than Paul Skeens, it's not like the Miz has 75 more strikeouts than like a middle-tier pitcher. If he has that many more strikeouts than Paul Skeens, he's going to win it because, man, do the voters love some punch-outs.
They do. They love them, and the rate stats and some of the cooked-up advanced stats love them. So that will be a factor if he stays healthy. So we're early.
What about Mason Miller? Can we throw Mason Miller in this conversation, or no? Is that impossible because he's a reliever? I mean, his numbers, if you extrapolated his numbers out, he's blowing them all away. So what can we not include Mason Miller in this threesome, or is it just these three because they're starters?
If guys like this fall off, right? One gets hurt, one gets scaled back, like whatever. If stuff happens, then yes. But I just think for a closer to win, I know we talked about this a few weeks ago. I think it has to be this perfect storm of Miller doing what he's doing. I'm confident in that, but also like there has to be this lack of competition. Not that there's nobody, but that there's not somebody that's riding a 2 ERA. And I think
2 years ago, Class A, wasn't it 2 years ago when Class A had that unbelievable season and he finished in the top 3, I believe. I wouldn't bet on him. He might.
Too soon?